This program is brought to you by Kværner, Teledyne Oil and Gas, EMAS, Control Cutter, and IB Offshore.
So what is the significance of this massive structure in the history of Norway's oil industry?
Oh, even if this building stands very solid on land, this is the first large concrete building built by the Norwegian supplier industry for the Norwegian continental shelf, and it marked the beginning of an era where this industry delivered a lot of fundamentations for the development of the oil and gas industry on the continental shelf. So it's of great significance.
And this year we're celebrating 40 years of ONS. Can you give us your assessment of the health of Norway's oil industry right now?
The Norwegian continental shelf and the energy production on that shelf has been a really large and important success history for Norway. And we do see that the oil and gas is still produced and exported mainly to Europe and worldwide, and makes a very important contribution both to energy supply worldwide, but of course also to the income of the Norwegian government, and therefore for help financing the welfare state. But then of course we also see a bright future for the shelf. But at this very moment, I also see that a lot of the operators on the continental shelf in Norway postpones a lot of the investments we expected them to do, and that is on a short term giving the activity some challenges.
And what do you think, how can you address that issue of operators postponing those investments? What's the role of government in that?
Now, I think one of the really big fundamentations for the success of the Norwegian continental shelf has been stability, has been a good and stable long-term framework for the activity on the Norwegian continental shelf, making sure that operators do realize all the potential of the fields that are developed, and always making sure that the operators do have access to new promising acreage. And that will be the main foundation of what also the new government in Norway will put forward for the oil and gas industry. But the job has to be done mostly between the operators and the supply industry. That has been working for 45 years, and that will be the main thing, also creating a prospective future for the Norwegian continental shelf.